Welcome, Cancer Leo, to your numerology reading for April. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers. Anyone new? Welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you. This message coming through for April, going straight into May. These are not time stamped. This is just what's going on around you and what they mean. First card coming out is the self-love. Second card coming out is follow your dreams. So pretty much what's going on here is we're talking about, if you're seeing a lot of eights, it's because of the manifestation of really following through with what your dreams are. And by using that is really using the self-love. When we really really want something, make sure it's really coming from the heart, right? Really using your self-love. You know exactly what it is that you need to do and what you really want to do. So giving yourself the care and nurturing the situation through what you want by following your own dreams really is that self-love, right? That really is. That's exactly what's going on. So let's get some cards over here and see what's going on. Can't get any better self-love than following your dreams, right? Not allowing someone to, hold you back or holding yourself back from doing what's right. And having the 5 over here is talking about that change, and 6 is talking about that harmony, and 1, the new beginning. So the 6 plus 1 is actually equaling 7. So it's your divine right to be able to do what you need to do and having that self-love. And then, of course, the 8 plus 5 is 13, breaking down to the 4 for your own stability, your own rights, and your own vitality. Okay, so seeing a lot of those numbers. Those are why they're there. This is definitely going to bring a new beginning and a new feeling by really wanting to do what you need to do. We have the release coming out, which is 4 again. So the 4 coming out underneath follow the dreams, which is 4 as well. So releasing any kind of doubts or insecurities that you have about this maybe not following through, or I can't do this, or anything of this nature. You really want to release those things because it's causing imbalance over here with the 5. We have the 5 here and we have the 5 here. 1 plus 4 is 5, saying this is unstable and this is not giving you the stability that you need. The imbalance that you have about the situation really needs to really come back around to really balance itself. And like it says, the self-love is the self-care, and knowing, what you really need. Getting rid of the sadness and the isolation with 3 over here, 6 breaking down to 3. Wow, everything is just really synchronized. Wow. So 3 is saying the 6 is the harmony, and the 3 is also the joy and happiness, saying get rid of the sadness or any kind of insecurities, telling yourself this can't happen, is really going to bring in that 1. Bringing in that new 1, which is the blossom, bringing back the 2. Wow. And then this is 4, and then we have the 5 bringing in the 2. Oh, wow. I haven't seen one this synchronized in a long time. So it's really going to allow you to blossom because the blossom is the judgment. This is going to allow good news to come through and allow things to actually follow through. So when you start following through to get to the things that you really love and really want, and really following your dreams, it's going to make a huge turnaround for you, allowing you to master what you need to master. Okay, so let's get some other cards over here. Very awesome. So let's get some sacred traveler cards over here. We'll talk about that following your dreams too. So rainbow blessings. Yeah, so the judgment is saying it's really going to bring in the rainbow blessings, which is that new beginning. Blessings are showering your life. Really feeling like things are making a huge turnaround around you when you start doing this and following your own path. And we kind of see the path here. It's kind of interesting, right? You walk through this door and go right underneath the rainbow. So having no insecurities about whether or not this is good or bad. Savior of your life, passion and pleasure. So definitely going to follow those dreams and that self-love for this passion that's coming through. So it's definitely something that you're passionate about, and it's going to give you a lot of pleasure. So you don't really have to worry. A lot of this is showing worry, right? The imbalance, the release, this tension, so that you have new insight, and more hope. Really getting rid of any careless worries is really what I want to say. And it is careless because it's careless against your own self and your own self-love. You deserve so much, everybody on this planet does, and we are made as being creators. So knowing that you're a creator, you're made here to create what you love and go after what it is you love. We're all built of that creativity. Some things you have to work a little harder for, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it. So it's like you're giving yourself your own pins and needles and your own, pushing yourself against this corner. You might even feel like, something around you is pushing you into a corner. You're going to have to let that go so that you can get the Nine of Cups. Really pulling those swords out. Okay. So really pulling those out is really going to be a big help to be able to get to your victory in your Nine of Cups. So Spirit says, just start patiently planning the situation. And the more that you keep planning the situation, the more you're going to see it coming back towards you, right? You're going to be able to see the outcome, right? It's just going to take a different kind of strength, a different kind of motivation. And I do see with the Nine of Cups, releasing the swords from yourself and saying, I surrender to the situation, but a different kind of surrender. Don't surrender to the pain or, all these other things, because it's actually showing two different kinds of surrenders. You were surrendering to the idea that this is not going to work. Now you need to surrender by saying, I'm taking these swords out and I'm going to patiently plan the situation. Any time and any money or anything that I'm investing, any energy that I'm investing in the situation will have the victory needed in the outcome. So very nice. So let's get some other cards out. Let's get to use the little cards. I like the little cards on the cards. So going straight to the release, the balance in reverse, and the blossom on top of the rainbow blessings. Let's just go that way. Yep. So once you start releasing and you start raising your vibration and start seeing the change around you, you will then start seeing the judgment over here with the blossom, and you'll start seeing the messages coming through. You'll start understanding what's going on. There's a lot of understanding in action, and a lot of, it could even be calls, messages, you making calls, and it is you also making the call, right? It's not always just some text coming into you. It's you actually pushing the action out, making the call, making new, healthier calls, right? Where before you thought that a lot of the judgment calls are not coming right. There's not going to be any victory. There's, things going around me that I feel like I'm losing in the battle. But this is going to make a huge change around with the Wheel of Fortune, because now you're going to see that there's going to be this chance, this change, and there's going to be what you're going to feel like in a lot of ways, some kind of gamble, okay? Because it's the gamble of, how long can I stay in this energy? Can I stay in this energy long enough to keep pursuing the happiness till we actually get the Six of Wands? See, as long as there's no impatience, because now you're going to have to show patience within the situation. It's not like it's just going to, you're going to change the energy this week and then next week something wonderful is going to happen. It doesn't always work that way. So what it's saying is you might feel like you're taking a gamble with the 4. Here's that 4 again, with that stability of keeping your vitality up. Because a lot of times we do all this and then we say, well, I don't see the outcome. It's been a month. I don't see the outcome. Well, sometimes it takes longer than a month. Sometimes it takes longer than a week. Sometimes it's only a week. Sometimes it's only a month. Depends on the person. So the thing is you're going to have to keep yourself in this optimistic point of where you're seeing things coming together and allow those things to come together. So yeah, it is going to be kind of a gamble because it takes time for patience and planning. And that's why this card is patience and planning, investing, doing the things that you need to do, really looking at it so you can wait for your stuff to come through. Because right now there's just so much, confusion, cloudedness, maybe some fogginess to the issue, trying to figure out which way to go, not standing firm for your belief in what your dream really is made of and how to get there. Right? So it causes this kind of, I feel like with the Lovers upside down, it's like something you're like, see, because it's on the passion and pleasure. And so it's almost like with the self-love, it's almost like I'm starting to not feel like this is the place that I'm supposed to be. So maybe I feel like maybe the universe doesn't love what I want, right? And not giving yourself enough self-love to actually see the outcome of the situation. Nine of Coins. Wow. So really having to build, holding tight to the material, holding tight to what you know you deserve. It's a card of deserving. So it's almost like to the point where it's like I've lost the passion within myself of the self-love, and I'm not sure if I deserve this. And so you're going to come back to a place to where you're going to turn that around and say, you know what, I do deserve this. Everybody deserves this. If we work hard enough for our dreams and move towards what we really want, we can deserve this. And as I pull out these swords, I will start moving in the right direction to know exactly what it is. But no matter what, it's still going to be a challenge. Oh, well, we already talked about that. Now look at they're sideways towards each other, right? And there is, because this is going to be that gamble, that chance. There is going to be a challenge to actually have to hold the ground, right? And say, okay, even if it doesn't happen today, I still have to push forward for tomorrow, right? Do not go back to what the past was, of the past thoughts of, this doesn't work, this is never going to work, this is stupid, I don't deserve this. You want to get away from all of those things, because Spirit says, let's go and do it. What we need to do right now is the time for you to start really following through so we can get the 10 of Cups. Wow. So going straight from the 9 of Cups of the self-satisfaction for yourself, straight to the 10 of Cups of the overall satisfaction within the situation, right? So yeah, you have to push forward, but without pushing forward, you're not going to be able to get the world. So and this is the change, this is the change that you need to be able to walk into a new, it's going to be really a new you, and the new way that you're really perceiving things and waiting for things to bud and harvest and really planning that action. So there's definitely something that's going on that either you need to look at the situation with the 7 of Pentacles and say, what do I need to change besides the feelings that I have towards the situation, right? And a lot of times that feeling also becomes an attitude, right? It also becomes this attitude, because it becomes this attitude of, well, then I don't deserve this because I've put everything I have into this situation. If it wasn't meant to be, then these would not be here, right? Then it would say, follow your dreams and choose a new direction. That's not what it says. It says, change the way you feel about the situation. Change the way you're treating yourself about the situation. When you get down on yourself and you tell yourself, I am not good enough, there's no self-love. That's actually hurting yourself, right? Self-love is not always what, people, I do love myself. That is not always what that means. It means it's the attitude and the energy that you're putting out. When you get down on yourself and you start reflecting that out, you're not allowing yourself the courage, you're not allowing yourself the patience, you're not allowing yourself the change of the way that you're perceiving how you can get things and what you deserve. That is no self-love. See, people hate the self-love card because they think that it means that they want to hurt themselves or they want to do that. That doesn't mean any of the above. It can mean that, but the biggest piece of it is the way we talk to ourselves, how we put ourselves down. It's not exactly always what you think, right? You can love yourself. You You know, to put on makeup every morning, be beautiful, know you're beautiful. That's a part of self-love, right? Taking care of, manicuring yourself. But if you're telling yourself, I'm not good enough for this, I'm not good enough for that, that is no self-love, because you're not encouraging yourself to allow your own happiness to fulfill yourself. You're always putting yourself into a box. You know, and that's really what this is talking about. There's all kinds of different kinds of not self-love, obviously. But what I'm trying to say is not always just that, right? Comes in many different shapes and forms. So really having the hangman fly across the room over here, it's really, you know, when you feel like you're kind of stuck within a situation and you're not moving, the hangman is a great one because it says it's time for great self-sacrifice. When we do a great self-sacrifice, that means we're putting ourselves into a situation that is challenging. It's putting ourselves into a situation that probably doesn't always feel comfortable, but you're doing it for the greater cause, right? So that is really what you're going to be really meditating upon and really focusing on is, even though I'm not 100% comfortable with this, you know, area here, I have to make the greater leap to get to what I want. And that's actually going to be a part of pulling them swords out of your back over here, is to do so. We see that too a lot of times when we see people who have to move, you know, or divorces. They have to take that greater self-sacrifice, right? It's uncomfortable to have to do things because it changes, but it's the change that's needed within the world to do something sometimes that doesn't feel as comfortable to get to the Ace of Cups. And this is going to, but it's going to get you to the Ace of Cups for the following your dreams, because now you're going to have this renewal. Because a lot of times when we go through uncomfortable things and we do some self-sacrifice, it's going to make a huge turnaround, because it shows the will within yourself and the strength within yourself to want to do something that maybe you never would do. Extra courage. So you would kind of think that it was kind of thinking outside of the box. Well, that's not usually a step that I would usually take. But if that's what's needed to get to this place, then I'm going to have to do so. Right? And that's going to make a huge turnaround, and it's going to actually fill the cup where the cup was feeling like it was drained and empty. This will give you the Temperance. Now you have to start. It's going to bring in this, okay, now it's moving. Now it's really moving, but you have to keep the patience going. And you have to keep yourself balanced. And you really have, you see what I'm saying? And you really have to be moderate about the situation. You're going to take a moderate steps towards the overall satisfaction of the victory of the Six of Wands, right? And then you can really see your ships starting to really come in. Now you're going to actually start really seeing, instead of just, you know, visualizing everything. You're actually going to actually witness things actually coming into manifestation, things that you can touch, things that you can see, you know what I'm saying, instead of just some dream, right? So these are actually going to become reality. So where you see the money start coming in, it's something you can touch, right? You start seeing the customers coming in, you can actually see them, right? And it's different, and it's going to make you feel whole, again, with the Ace of Cups. This cup here is a very important piece of this reading, because this is where that dream is actually coming into fruition, actually coming alive, and actually being able for you to actually touch, feel, and see everything coming into action. And that's going to be a big thing, right? Because that's the place that a lot of times we don't see. It's like, well, I already did that, but I didn't see nothing. Well, you have to sometimes take the ultimate self-sacrifice to do something to make the ultimate transformation. See, because the snake over here we see as the divine essence. So you're going to actually be meditating and changing the divine essence around you, really stepping up to the plate in a whole different way to get the chariot to come. Wow. Okay, so, and it is, and it's going to take a lot of hard work and reflection. You're going to have to really think about the situation. And then once it starts really going, it's going to take, you're going to just be rushing through this, and things are also swiftly coming towards you as you're swiftly going towards it. And that's because you finally got yourself balanced and out of this energy. No longer having the confusion, no longer feeling imbalanced or seeing that, everything that I'm doing is not right. Because as soon as we start feeling like things are not going that way, we start harshing on ourselves. I didn't do it this way. I'm dumb. I didn't see it this way. Oh my God, everybody hates me. These are normal reactions that we have of self-downing. And this is what you're getting away from. Right? Feeling like the world is against you, they're against you, this is against me, however it is. And so finally, with that 7 coming through, you're going to feel the divine essence coming through you with that transformation. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful reading. So that is exactly why you're seeing these numbers. If this doesn't resonate with you, you can always watch your rising moon or Venus. Okay. And that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.